Some people just see the Instagram or the social media and don't even know how I actually play football. I'm a proper footballer, you know, like.
Arguably the most famous women's footballer on the planet. 17 million followers across all of your platforms.
Yeah, and she's definitely the most famous female footballer because of how good she is on the pitch.
When will it be the point, in your eyes, that women will maybe get the same salary as a male counterpart? Do you see that happening anytime soon?
No, never.
I don't think this will ever happen, to be honest. Maybe in the next 100 years, but we will not be here anymore. So, yeah, I don't think we're that far, and I don't think it goes that quick. So, yeah, it needs a lot of time, I guess.
In 100 years, 1,000 years, it don't matter. They still won't get paid the same because football's a business and they're not as good as the men and not as many people watch them. It's simple.
We debate about the inequalities between women's football and men's football. How do you view that?
I mean, I don't think you can compare anything between women's and men's football because
the women are nowhere near the level of the men, but obviously she's not going to say that.
It's just so different. How people look at us and how people look at them is just not the same.
Well, no fucking shit.
Women's will always be I don't know, looked at a bit oh, she plays football, okay. And if it's a a men's footballer, everyone's crazy about it and, you know, runs to them, want pictures and they get around it crazy. And in women's football, it's more oh, okay, she plays football, it's not interesting.
Do you ever feel second class to men in football?
It's always second class. I don't think you'll ever be first class because I think a lot of people still think that men's football is the first priority, you know? They don't think about women's football, and I think this is a big problem because now, I think that's why the big social media is really helpful because people actually see, oh, we play football, we can play football. Or it's always like this when they say they come the first time to the game and then after they say, oh, it's not even that bad, you know? They're surprised.
It's all very simple and everyone knows it, and we've said it 1,000 times before. It's just because the men are better at football, so more people come to watch them, they're more famous. You got all the little kids buying their shirts with their names on the back. Women's football is just not at the same level of men's football. In fact, it's nowhere near it, which is why you hear these stories of 15-year-old boys destroying professional women's teams in pre-season friendlies.
No.
They're probably going to Google Alisha Lehmann, and you come with a beautiful image as well. You have a look slightly different. What you're used to seeing, shall we say, and I mean that with full respect. Do you feel people perceive you a certain way?
I think they do, of course, because some people just see the Instagram or the social media.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
And don't even know how I actually play football. When I don't post, for example, a football picture, people say, oh, does she even play?
When you were at West Ham, I spoke to you then and you were very clear that you had to keep yourself motivated outside of football because you weren't able to survive just on a footballer's wage. How has that changed for you since then?
No, obviously it changed. I think women's football grew a lot because the Euros and stuff here in England. And yeah, obviously it's good, you know? Life is really good, to be honest, yeah.
Is that the same for women across the board?
I don't think in other countries it increased that much. In Switzerland, for example, everyone's still working. Maybe some play are professional, but 90% probably still works. So, yeah, it's hard.
I'm actually surprised they kept the comments turned on for this video as well, because a bunch of guys were just taking the piss. She knows exactly what she's doing and why she's got such a following. People judge before they watch, then they watch and it's worse than they can possibly imagine. She's better at social media than football. Quote, some people just see the Instagram and social media and see how I actually play football. Well, that's what you show them. Hate seeing TalkSport asking questions like that as if the women's game makes 4 to 5 billion from TV rights alone. When they get the viewers, they will be paid more. So entitled. Men of culture know why she is the most famous female footballer. Stay focused.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
World champions lose to under 15 boys school teams. We can't take them serious. We judge because we have watched totally crap football. I can't watch it, I just don't have any interest in the women's game. All my mates are the same. Men want to watch men's football. Think the women's game needs to aim at getting girls to watch it. The thing is, girls don't want to watch it either.
How do you want to see women's football go?
Yeah, for example, I hope, obviously, like in summer we have played the World Cup. It's a big thing. So I hope that would push women's football like more forward. I think the big tournaments always really help because people get interested, they want to watch the games.
So you'd think the Women's World Cup would make more people like women's football, but I think if anything it made people dislike it even more. And honestly, I'd have to blame that Megan Muppet, because even on her last game, when she sent the US crashing out of the World Cup, instead of being a good loser and going out like a leader, she still decides to bring up the equal pay bullshit. Take a look at this.
Is there a memory that stands out to you right now in this moment?
I mean, probably equal pay chance.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn!
After the final. And I think, you know, they were saying equal pay, but could have been saying a lot of things. I think this team is always fought for so much more.
She's got more famous from her political views and actions than she has for playing football. And I'd actually suspect that a lot of the younger players have seen this and probably copied her and thought, you know what, if I start doing all this political bullshit, maybe I'll get as rich and as famous as this Muppet. And then what happens? They end up not concentrating on the football and they get knocked out of the World Cup.
Megan Rapinoe used to bully players into kneeling for the national anthem. She might be one of the worst leaders of all time. Rapinoe is one of the most unpatriotic players I've ever seen.
Megan Rapinoe is like a soccer player. She's got like pink and purple hair. And this is what messed me up. She went to the White House, I've never been, and she got to meet the president. I never got to do that. And she went on TV and was like, this country's never been fair for people like me. Because she's like LGBTQIA+. And I looked it up. She gets paid to play soccer. $3 million for playing soccer, you guys. Not even real soccer, women's soccer. She also has sponsorships she does not deserve. She got paid $1 million from Victoria's Secret. I looked it up. She gets paid $3 million a year from Subway sandwiches.
I couldn't care less about the loss. Couldn't care less. I hope that they took a lesson from losing that we all want our kids to learn when things go down, which is be introspective, figure out how it happened. And in this case, they didn't have their eye on the ball. They had their eye on their woke activism, which has been this way for a while, but Megan Rapinoe and her imprint on the team has now really made its mark, and I'm thrilled she's gone.
I even heard a song the other day about this Megan Muppet. Take a listen to this.
Miss Rapinoe, Mr. Kick, so far out of my sky head. Lose the grin, you smarmy shit, good God, here's a bowl. Girl, why can't you man up and own it? Instead of calling us homophobic, stay on your knee cause you've blown it now.
Now let's just forget about Megan the Muppet for a minute. I honestly think that people would leave women's football alone if they just stop going on about equal pay, if they stop complaining. It's great they play football, it's great they're doing what they're doing, but let's just keep it real, it's not that good.